Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we're going to make some companion bracelets for this bracelet that I just did a tutorial on, and I will link him in the description box below so you can make him. And then we're going to make a couple of companion bracelets to layer with him because I think it would be really pretty. So first of all, our encouraging word for today is be your own kind of beautiful. So yes, nobody can be like you. Be your own kind of beautiful. All right, so Bargain Bead Box monthly subscription service, $17.95 or $19.95 a month delivered to your door. This month had $77 worth of beads in it, so it's a great deal. So if you're interested in that, there is information in the description box below. I have a $2 off coupon you can use. And yeah, Bargain Bead Box, it's pretty awesome. So we made this bracelet the other day, and I really like it. I'm using products from the Bargain Bead Box and my own website, which has a 20% off coupon right now. It is Big Sale 20. If you're interested, you can get 20% off your entire order. I have these little guys on my website, these little flat beads, and that's all that's in this bracelet, I think, that I have on there. So you can check that out. Now today we're going to be using these beautiful agate beads, these kind of drop beads, and some more, the rest of these little ceramic beads. I've used up all these little ceramic beads already. I love them. They're so pretty. I'm just looking here in my tray to see if I have any more, and I don't. So, oh yeah, I do have one more. So I love those. I hope they put them up on their sister store so I can get some more of those because they're just beautiful. You're going to need, I've got 4 crimp tubes. I have, let me pull this over here. So I coat my metals, especially my silvers, especially bright silvers, in this eternal jewelry coating. So I showed how I do it on this video. You can look and see. This one has been coated, and now I'm just going to buff it up a little bit. And you do have to get this, you do have to kind of buff this off. If not, it leaves a bit of a yellow residue, which inside these bead caps doesn't really matter. But I wouldn't want that to show on the top. So you have to kind of buff it up a little bit to get the, you know, the shine back into your silvers. But this is supposed to keep your silvers from tarnishing. And so far, I think it's done a fantastic job with anything that I've used it on. And I tend to go ahead and use it on this, you know, these bright silvers because they just tend to tarnish. It's nothing to do with the quality of the metal. It's just the fact that all metals tarnish except for stainless steel. Humidity does it. So if you live in a higher humidity area, you're going to have trouble with your metals tarnishing. So if you want to see how I coat this stuff in the Eternal Jewelry Coating, I will link this video for this bracelet and you can check that out. But right now, these are all coated and they're in good shape. So I'm using the 2 toggles and clasp and rings and bars from the box this month. I'm using these silver coin beads from the box this month and the bead caps, okay? And we're going to make 2 bracelets to stack with this one. So let's lay him right there. Let's get this right over here out of the way for now. Now, I'm using some Soft Flex beading wire. This is Soft Flex Medium, and it is in purple amethyst. And I'm going to use a couple of lengths of it. You'll need your jewelry pliers. And I'm using the Magical Crimping pliers, again, from Soft Flex Beading Company. But if you don't have these, you can use regular crimping pliers, okay? So what I'm going to do is, where are my bead bugs? I've got some bead bugs here too. And I am going to go ahead and finish the end on this one. So I'm going to take my toggle ring or toggle bar, it doesn't really matter which, and I'm going to take a crimp tube. I'm going to put my crimp tube on, and then I'm just going to go right onto my toggle ring. Actually, you want to do this on your toggle ring end, just in case your bar, you need to add some jump rings to keep your bar from being too short to fit through. So do this on your ring side, the toggle ring side. I'm going to pull this down. I'm making sure that my wires are not crossed, that they're laying side by side in here. And now they are. I'm going to take my crimping plier, I'm going to center my crimp right in there and mash down. I'm barely going to lift it, turn the crimp sideways, mash again, and then rotating all the way around. I'm going to keep that crimp right in the little thing here, and I'm going to go all the way around, and it creates a little ball. Okay, and I don't do the greatest job with these. They say that it takes practice, and I can see where it does because I don't do the greatest job. But if you keep rotating around, it makes this little ball, and it just looks like a bead when you do it right. And he's okay. He's not the greatest, but he's okay. All right, so there's my little crimp. Now, I'm going to go ahead and cut my wire. I'm going to measure by this bracelet right here because this one fits me really good. My wrist is about 6.5 inches. So if I put my ring here and measure all the way down, I'm going to cut right out here just so I have enough room to crimp. Now, you'll have to decide on your bracelet, you know, the length that works best for you. But for me, that's how I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to use some of these bigger beads, okay? These beautiful agates and the bead caps. All right, let me grab the bead caps out here. I don't want these discs. Okay, so I'm just going to take a bead cap and an agate bead, and that's all I'm going to do on this strand is I'm just going to alternate these. Now I want to make sure that this comes up here inside my bead. There we go. Another bead cap, and I'm doing my bead caps back to back, so bead cap back to back, just like that, and another one of these really beautiful agate beads. I love these, they're so pretty, and I'm just going to alternate that the whole way down the bracelet. I started out making this one, and I thought, well, I'm just going to make it, and then I liked it, and I thought it would be really pretty to have some to stack with it, so that's how this came about. And I'm just picking out some of the more interesting ones. And just doing the bead caps back to back, alternating with these agate beads. So pretty. Let's do a deep purple. And I just want to keep track of my size because, like I said, I have this tiny wrist and I never seem to be able to put all the beads on that I want to without running out of room. Grab some more of my bead caps over here. This one's really pretty. Okay, I'm going to check my sizing again. Doing okay. Hope I have enough bead caps to do this. I may not. Let's see if there's any more in here. Did I get them all out? Nope, there's one more. And it looks like that I'm out of bead caps, but I'm right about where I need to be, actually, because I will want to add a few jump rings on the toggle bar. Okay, so I think we're good. Whew, that was a close call. Okay, so now I'm going to take my toggle bar. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make a loop here like this. I'm not going to put my toggle bar on this loop, and I will show you why here in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and get my wire through a bead or two. Pull it up tight. Just like this. And I'm just leaving a little loop there at the end, and again, there's a reason for that. Let me use my pliers here and see if I can get right down through this next bead cap, just so it'll make this lay a little bit better, I think. There we go. Okay, Now you want to make sure that this is pulled fairly tight, okay? And I'm going to snip this piece off right here. And then I'm just going to take my plier and stick it in there. I shouldn't have done that. I needed to not snip that piece off because now I need to pull on this. Okay. You can do it this way. Take your plier. It can be any plier. I'm going to use my round nose. Stick them right in there. And then pull on this extra piece that you've got hanging out down here. And it will tighten your whole thing up, hopefully. I shouldn't have cut that off. I cut it off too soon. I should have pulled it tight first. Rookie mistake. I'm not really a rookie anymore. Okay. It's not wanting to. Yeah, don't do that. Here. So I'm gonna grab it right here before the bead cap and pull. And I'm just in pulling this little tail piece right here and holding on to this. It's just gonna tighten it down. At least that is the intended purpose and usually works, but it's giving me trouble right now. Okay. There we go. It's really giving me trouble. So you can see, my life as a beader is not always so simple. Okay, I'm going to cut that off right here. And then I'm going to cut that off. Okay, now I'm going to pull this loop back like I want it. And that should be pretty good, even though it took a, I went about it the very hard way. I can say that. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this one in here and try to crimp it down better than I did the last one. So you crimp it, the first little crimp makes it look like a little ravioli. It's got these 4 little pockets on it. If you do it right, 4 little corners. Okay. And then you're supposed to be able to turn it and continue crimping and turning, and it makes like a little ball, and it really does. It's super cute. I mean, look at that. That looks better than my last one. I just gotta practice, that's all. It's kind of hard to do it on this end of this bracelet because my beads are sliding around and I don't really have anything to hold on to. Okay. Now, we're going to take this, and that one does look better than my last one, and we're going to put the toggle bar on. And the reason that I made this so hard on myself is because I wanted to add a couple of jump rings. So just take 2 or 3 jump rings, and they need to be kind of thick ones, especially if your bracelet is tight, and you don't want it to come undone when you pull the toggle. You don't want your jump rings to come undone. So get a couple of thicker ones. These are small, but they're thick. And I'm just going to hook my toggle bar on with a couple of jump rings. I'm going to do 2 to start. And the reason that I do this is because with these big beads behind your toggle bar, it won't go through the ring. These big beads will block it if you don't have a couple of jump rings. And see, this is going to make it pretty much right even with my other one. So I'm going to add this last ring because it looks like I need it to make it even with my other one. Okay, so I'm just going to put him on. Make sure they're closed up really good. And go ahead and put the toggle bar. And then you'll see here, I'll show you what I mean. I did this in the last video of that other bracelet too. But see, if now this has some room to get through the ring. But if it didn't, if this toggle bar was right up next to this bead, it wouldn't be able to pull through there, okay? So here's what I've got. I have 2 bracelets, and we're going to make 1 more. So we're going to do the same exact thing with this next one, only using different beads. So I've got my little soft flicks here, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on and put my toggle ring on. Just like I did last time. It's so much easier crimping this end. Even though I didn't do the other one as good, because I need to practice with these. It's still much easier crimping this in. So I'm just making sure that my wires aren't crossed. And they're not. There they go. Okay, and I'm going to take my little magical crimpers. And I'm going to get this ravioli shape. And it's important, I think, that you press down on this really hard. I think that's one thing I didn't do last time, because I ended up without all 4 of my little corners. And you're supposed to have 4 corners of the ravioli. And I still don't seem to have all 4 of my corners. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. But let's go ahead and spin it and crimp. And when you do it right, it makes a cute little ball. And you do have to have special crimps for this as well. And these are them. But my ball didn't turn out so great. But it is definitely sturdy. It's on there. So, alright. I'll get better at this one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut this. I hope I left enough room there. I think I did. Okay, and now we're just going to thread on. So I'm going to do my ceramic bead on here. And that's good because it'll cover up my messy little crimp. I am going to do one of these longer, really pretty luster beads. And then I'm going to do a little coin bead. And I'm going to repeat that pattern. I'm scooting this up all the way, okay? Ceramic bead, luster bead, and I'm just making sure all these that I put on here are facing the same direction. You don't have to, but I just want to. Okay, ceramic bead, this guy, coin bead, ceramic bead, and again, just a very simple repeating pattern is what I'm doing. Just making sure that my lengths stay pretty close to the same. And I kind of want to end with the ceramic bead because I started with the ceramic bead. So let's see, one more set should do it. Ceramic bead, this guy, and this one. Okay, I'm going to attempt to do the same thing that I did on the other one and just making the loop. I don't have as much wire to work with this time. I didn't cut it as long. So let me grab my pliers and get this back down through here. I'm going to try to go through the coin bead if I can. Seems to be giving me issues though, going through the coin bead. This is so fiddly crimping on the other end. The one end is so easy. And then you turn around here and you're like, oh, this is heck. Okay. And I may just have to do it right through here. Oh, wait, there he goes, through the coin bead. Okay, thank you, wire. Now, see if I can get it to come out the other end of the coin bead. I would like for it to go through there. I just feel like it gives me added security. I don't know if it gives the wire added security or not, but it makes me feel better if it comes out the bottom of the bead. Yeah, it's not wanting to. Okay, I'm just going to let it come right through here then. And again, if I try to grab this with my plier and pull, it will pull that up kind of tight, just like that. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to crimp this down. Shortening that just a tad. And let's see if we can do it right this time. It does take a little practice. Shorten that down a little bit more. She told me it took practice. Sarah did from Soft Flex. She's like, yeah, this takes a little practice. No kidding, it does. But I love the little pliers and the crimp, and I love the Soft Flex wire. I think it's so pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this in here. See if I can get my 4 little corners. I did this time, okay. Yep, this one looks a little better. It does just take practice. She's right. That one looks a little better. Still not perfect, but I'm going to get them down. And I'm just going to trim the wire right there. Okay, so here's my next one. Now this one, let's see if I need as many. So I'm just going to lay these all out side by side. And I do need a couple jump rings on that one. I may not need 3. I may just need 2. So I'm going to grab a couple here. And these little small, fairly thick ones. And if you watch my last video, you'll see why I say, the one where I made this bracelet, you'll see why I say that you need kind of thick ones, because I went to pull that one to buckle it, and it came, one of the jump rings came open. So when you're putting these toggles on, if you like your bracelets tight, like I do, then you're going to want to make sure that you use a little bit thicker jump ring, so when you go to close your toggle, and you're pulling it kind of tight, it doesn't break your jump ring, doesn't come open, and your necklace or your bracelet come apart. I just tend to like to wear mine tighter, so I tend to like pull a little harder when I'm putting them on. I just don't like them loose, but I am going to add a 3rd jump ring to this just to be safe. I think it needs 1 more, just so it's not too snug. And just make sure they're closed up really good. These little wires are very, they're not really thin, but they, you know, they'll come through an opening in the jump ring if it's open. And I'm just going to put my toggle bar right on here. And then we have a cute little set of stacking bracelets, whereas I just had 1. Let me check this jump ring and make sure it is closed up really good, because I didn't feel like it was. There we go. And it wasn't. Okay, so here we have it. Now, instead of just this, let me go ahead and put it on. And this is what I was talking about with the toggle. If your bar, and I may have already said that in this video, I think I did, but yeah, if your bar doesn't have some room to get through there without your bead behind it, then it will not go through your ring. So here's the one. That's what it looks like by itself, but let's stack a couple more with it. So this one, come on now. I always have a hard time getting these buckled by myself. And if it's a lobster, forget it. I can't do it at all by myself. Chris has to help me. I have a hard enough time with these. But I really want to show you what they look like. Okay, so there's 2 if you just wanted to do 2. But I want this big one in the middle. So here is number 3. I always have so much trouble with this. I like them tight. I just don't like them flopping around on me, so I have trouble getting that. And my hands are a little greasy from that Eternal Jewelry coating too. It kind of has a greasy finish to it until you wash your hands off. I may not be able to get this one on. I think I can though. There we go. The struggle is real, people. It is. Okay. So there you have a set of stacking ones, which I think is so much more interesting than just the one by itself. I like the one by itself. It's just petite and pretty, but I love to stack them, and you can stack them in any order that you want. So, you know, say I wanted this one, obviously you can tell that you can do that, but say I wanted this one up here, I could stack it up here. So yeah, I think these turned out super cute, and they're fun to wear. You can wear 1, 2, or 3, or none. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe so that you know when I upload, because I will be uploading more videos from the Bargain Bead Box this month. I really like the colors this month. I thought it was just beautiful. So anyway, thanks guys for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and have a great rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!